Hi everyone, it's Emma with Pop Entertainment, and today we are here at Van's Warped Tour, and I am so excited to be joined by
Kelly,
Lewis,
the Dollyrots.
the Dollyrots. Yeah.
Love it. How are you guys doing today?
Awesome.
We're doing great. We feel awesome. Yeah, we just had like a pretty great show, and like now we get to hang out.
I had
with
a good
friends.
power nap.
Nice.
Yeah, power nap, hang out with friends, and then like watch bands that we like, and
Love it.
It's been really good.
Love it. Awesome. Well, we can jump right in. So you've been making music together for over 20 years, been a long, long time. How has your definition of success changed over the years?
Ooh, that is a good question.
I think basically we just started the band as a joke, and then like over time we realized that like, oh, this means something to people. And the more that we like kind of toured and like we did the punk tours in a van, and then we ended up like doing overseas, and we like did all the stuff. The more people we meet, the more we realize it like our music means something to people, and so like that means that we got to do it together, and that's pretty much our program.
Yes. I think in the early days it was more about, can we get to the next city?
Right.
And now it's like, do people still care? And well, since they do, then we got to keep going.
Yeah.
Amazing. Awesome. So as bandmates and as partners, how do you balance those roles in your lives? What does that look like for you guys?
It's pretty natural because we've never known anything different.
Right.
Like we moved out of our parents' houses into the same dorm room.
Amazing.
Like, so basically, like we moved out of our parents' houses when we were both like 17, and we never went back. And then we basically since then we've like lived with each other, and like.
And I mean, like through college, through moving across the country, through being in a band with day jobs,
And
through
then-
having children now.
And then having kids, you know, so we do everything together, and so
I think we're probably just successfully codependent.
and we can like finish each other's sentences. It's actually really sickening. It's, like,
That's the best way to be. It's the best way to be.
It's the only way for us, and
it's the only
it's
way
pretty
to
easy.
fly.
I love it. And speaking of having children, you often have your kids on the road with you, which is awesome. What is one of your favorite memories of that?
Ooh.
He has
right.
one. Okay.
Well, I mean, there are like several, but like, I mean, like the first time that like River went on stage, he was like 4 years old. We were like, no, buddy, put the backup guitar on you, and I shortened my guitar strap like really short, and he was just like. He just like he wanted it. I was like, you can do it if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. But he like went out on stage, and he like bam.
Well, you tune the guitar, you know, Sonic Youth stuff.
Yeah, I put it into like Sonic Youth, like
Okay,
tuning,
So he could
it
just
sounded
kind of
like
play
that.
along.
Okay.
And so like yeah, that moment I was like, he's not afraid of anything.
Amazing.
So like since then it's like if they want to come on stage they can. If they don't want to, like it's their choice. Like it's just like whatever. But our kids are not afraid of being in front of people, and they appreciate humanity in a way that I think is super cool.
Yeah.
You know?
That's amazing.
I think getting to tour since they were babies, it's been a gift for us, of course, because it changed touring. It was, you know, it was a little Groundhog Day.
Right.
And bringing them along and seeing the world in a new way. I mean, people talk about that when they have kids all the time, but especially doing something like this, it's been really special to share them with so many people and have so many people interact with them. I just think it's going to make them better people
They
than
get
us.
to hang out with like the punk rock community, which I think is
Yeah.
like pretty rad because for the most part, like punk rock people are super sweet. So
100%.
it's good.
The best community there is.
It's good.
Awesome. Well, looking back on your career, what is a piece of advice that you would give your younger selves starting out in the industry?
Oh, just to trust myself a little bit more and not listen to people who think they know what's best for me. You know, like, hey, you got to dress sexier, look cuter, lose 10 pounds, like all that stuff that I just swirled in for too long. I wish I hadn't wasted my time with that.
I think it's just like trust, like she's saying, like it's like you trust yourself, but it's also like trust that like inner voice that like tries to tell you something every now and then, and you like maybe you're resistant to it now and then, but like you know, the best way to describe it is like okay, you know when you like flip a coin and you like you establish like how you think of the way that it turned out, right? So you flip a quarter and it's like heads or tails and like whatever. But if it lands on tails and you don't want tails, like instinctively, that means that you really wanted heads.
Right.
So you like a lot of life is like binary like that. You have to make decisions about like, what do you really want and what you don't. And so we just kind of go with what we want. Like, what do you want? What do you really want out of your like whatever it is we're doing or whatever? But like we've gotten really lucky with like just going with whatever we feel is the right choice at every point, you know, and as long as you continue to build that, everything's gonna be all right.
I love that. That's beautiful. Now, we're here at Warped Tour D.C., so what band on this lineup are you making sure you catch a set from?
Well, we haven't seen anybody yet.
Jimmy Eat World!
But yeah, we'll be finished with press and be able to eat food really fast and watch Jimmy Eat World. I'm sad we missed American Hi-Fi.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, we've been around long enough to be, like, kind of contemporaries with a lot of the people in a lot of these bands, you know? And, like, even if we were, like, little kids or, like, starting our band when they were doing it or whatever, you got to give it up for, like, people that, like, have songs that are, like, these generational anthems or whatever. So it's like, Jimmy World.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, of course. Now, like you said, you've been around Warped Tour for a long time. What is the biggest change that you've noticed in Warped Tour now from the early 2000s?
Well, it's kind of the obvious answer, but when we first started out, She-Ra Girl had a truck stage that started out outside, then got to move inside, and I would say that Kevin Lyman and She-Ra and Jera back in the day just made sure that there was a space for women. And there are so many ladies on the bill today, and that is very, very different from the first time that we did Warped Tour. And
I love it.
It just feels really balanced for, you know, all different types of people, and it makes me really happy. I mean, just the diversity is definitely more there now than in the past, and I think that that just shows the kind of growth that an organization can have if they care.
Absolutely. I love that. Now we have one last question for you guys. If Warped Tour had yearbook superlatives, what do you think you two would win?
Had what?
Had yearbook superlatives. What do you think you two would win?
We would be the nicest band.
The nicest band.
No, we'd be like, what's a dumb thing that you can think of? It'd be like, most
likely to set off fireworks in a cornfield.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't us. That wasn't us.
No, that wasn't us. No one heard about
Off
it.
the record.
No one knows
likely
about the time that we set off fireworks in a cornfield in Illinois on Warped Tour.
Oh.
When they called. Okay, never mind. I didn't say that.
Nope, off the record. Off the record.
You know what? It might be like
Most likely
to succeed.
to be your dad's favorite band.
That's perfect. I feel like that needs to be.
Well, honestly, it's true. We have so many father-daughter fans.
That's
come to
amazing.
see our shows because they're like Ramones, Sex Pistols, Blondie
Right.
fans, and they want their daughters to see the next generation of that kind of punk rock. Which,
Yeah.
you know, we're pop punk, but we're not pop punk in necessarily the way that a lot of fans here at Warped Tour are pop punk. We're like OG pop punk, like
Yeah.
Buzzcocks and Blondie and the Ramones, and so I take that as a compliment.
I
Absolutely.
like it, Kelly.
Yeah.
I like it.
I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. It's been a blast
you.
to see you,
You're welcome.
and have a great rest of your weekend.
You got it.